Welcome to Elisabeth Hogarth Designs. This is day 8 of my Christmas card making, and today I'm going to be making pairs of cards again because it's all about batch making as far as possible with these cards. And we are going to be using one sheet of A4 paper and one square of 4x4 paper to create these stylish cards. So I'm going to be using Craft Consortium's 'Tis the Season and the Snome Time. The main thing to do is to look for a repeating pattern. So you're going to be using the back and the front of the piece of paper. So try and think through what two patterns you want to show. I'm making the card bases from one sheet of A4. So we're going to score one way and cut the other. So the card needs to be round about 250-300 GSM, whatever is your preferred weight. So to begin with, we are going to create our score line, and that is round about 4 1/8. Then we're going to turn to the landscape and cut at 5 7/8. It may vary depending on the size of your standard A4 paper, but by doing this you are creating pairs of cards at once. Next we're going to cut our piece of pattern paper. This is going to be 4 1/8 of an inch square. Keep all of the extra rectangles for decorating the inside. So you don't want to cut the square from point to point. Rather look at it as moving in from 1/2 inch from either corner, and you can use your guillotine to mark this. It's a general mark, or if you want to be completely precise, mark 1/2 inch in from the top right and the lower left, and then score down your pencil line. But you're going to have one side as your front and one side as your reverse. Now you can stick the patterned paper on the left or the right of your card base. Round off the corners with a corner punch. I have a good supply of washi tape, so you can either use the washi tape or you can use a thin strip of gold or metallic paper. Because I am heat embossing the sentiments, I prefer to use my stamping platform. So I'm going to prepare the piece of cardstock first by adding some anti-static powder, and then it's a matter of choosing the inks and the embossing powders that you like. The Versafine Clairs are very good for adding a bold colour, and you can coordinate it with your embossing powders. If you have an ink that you want to use but don't have a matching embossing powder, I find that by adding a clear embossing powder to the surface of the ink, you will end up with a nice clear but bold impression. Allow your heat tool to warm up before applying it to the cardstock. I prefer to use a low setting, but you know how your heat tool will work best. Finally, add some glossy gems or diamante just to add that little extra shine. Here we have the two very pretty cards using the Snome papers. I think the sentiments work really well with it. I've got the original 'Tis the Season, and because I think these cards are really easy and straightforward to make, I carried on using 'Tis the Season papers, and you can see just how effective adding that pop of colour to big bold sentiments can be. Even if you only use this card design this year, I think you're going to have yourself some wonderful cards. Thank you for joining me again. I hope that you will continue to keep following this series of Christmas card making, and I look forward to welcoming you back to Elisabeth Hogarth Designs again tomorrow. Bye bye for now.